Call out Yahweh Shem Shah. Shalom to the look. Now in this video I want to talk about these sightings that's been going on around the world, which they haven't been putting in the media like this. And if you have been paying attention to the news, recently they brought out how the government spent a large amount of millions of dollars tracking these ships and trying to see where they come from, how they travel and all this stuff and who on them, which they know what's on them. They know who's on them. They know the angels of the Lord travel by the way of these vehicles. Now, I just want to read in the book of Exodus because as soon as I seen this, I'm just playing a little bit of it.
Guys, if this is legit, then during these lockdowns, we still need to.
Now, you see all that lightning and thunder in the background now, which you had the guy, he's in doubt because you have a lot of fake videos out there, you got some real ones in the midst of that. Just like you got a lot of truth videos out, and then you got more fake videos, so you have to know how to discern what's what. Well, I'm going to just read this in the book Exodus, chapter 19. I'm going to just read verse 1 on down. It says, in the third month, when the children of Israel were going forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai, for they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount. And Moses went up unto Yahweh, and the Lord Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, which Jacob's name was changed into Israel, so it's just synonymous, it's the same people. It says, and tell the children of Israel, ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on the eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Now that don't sound like the Most High love everybody. If he wants certain people to be a peculiar people and a peculiar treasure above all people, that means somebody better than somebody, right? But anyway, I'm going to read some more. It says, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. And our people, they have that spirit of want to be kings, priests, different stuff like that, be different and separate, but not in a correct manner. But through the spirit, though, we're going to get back in the correct manner. And you see certain men getting back in that manner. It says, these are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. In verse 7, and Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all the words which the Lord Yahweh commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord Yahweh hath spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord Yahweh. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, lo, I come unto thee in the thick cloud. You got a thick cloud.
Looking up at the sky. One conspiracy theory suggests COVID-19 is a distraction to cover up an intense.
I'm going to play some more as I'm reading on. It says, lo, I come unto thee in the thick cloud, and the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord Yahweh. Like right now, just say if I was outside and I would tell people, okay, I'm such and such or whatever. And my man, nigga, who the nigga think he is? And then a chariot just came out of nowhere, and a loud voice come out of it. More than likely, people gonna believe, and they're gonna want to take heed of what's going on at that moment, because that's some out of this world stuff. The same thing happened back in this time frame, because people, they didn't want to listen to Moses. They was talking shit, saying, who made you the king or ruler? But let me get that scripture real quick before I finish reading this. Because that's how people be. They see somebody that's intelligent, know a lot of information, and they can answer many questions. They look at you like, who you supposed to be? Who taught you this stuff? It's in the book of Acts, chapter 7. Let me go to it. It's in the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 35. And this how you know this our people, because niggas love doing shit like this. It says, this Moses whom they refused, saying, who made thee a ruler and a judge? The same that Yahweh sent to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the angel which appeared to him in a bush. Because people, they was scoffing, talking shit now. They was coming up saying he was a prophet. He was going to rule over Israel and help deliver them through the power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah. They didn't want to hear that, so what made them believe back in Exodus, when they seen this ship right here, and they was like, "Oh snap, what that is?" They weren't really used to that. So back again, I'm gonna read some more. I'm gonna read it one more time. It says, "I come to thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever." And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. So in verse 10, reading on, it says, "And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people and sanctify them to the day and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes and be ready against the third day. For the third day, the Lord Yahweh will come down in the sight of all people upon Mount Sinai, and thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves, that you go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever touch the mount shall surely be put to death." That don't sound like the Most High is all love. Because people go, "Oh, God is love." Hey, he wasn't saying no all love then. When he's telling them not to go up on that mountain and pass that border. And they would have passed it, they'd have been put to death. Now, in verse 13 it says, "There shall not a hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through, whether it be beast or man." So he was like that with the beast or the man. Or he would be trying to paint this little soft, little weak, little image stuff. But anyway, it says, "It shall not live when the trumpet soundeth blown. It shall come up to the mount." And Moses went down from the mountain to the people and sanctified them. And they washed their clothes, and he said unto the people, "Be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives," meaning don't have no sex. And in verse 16 it says, "And it came to pass on the third day in the morning, that there were thunders and lightning and a thick cloud upon the mount." Now, what this video right here remind you of? Let me let it play some more.
By El Emisario. Just look at this thing, guys. If this is legit, then during these lockdowns, we still need to be looking up at the sky. One conspiracy theory suggests COVID-19 is a distraction to cover up an intense alien presence in our skies.
Which ain't no fucking, because this guy, he be bringing out these videos because people send footage in. Ain't no little green aliens and no little gray aliens and shit on these ships. The worst thing people fear is on these ships, and this so-called dark-skinned man with power, which are angels. You got angels flying on these ships. It's dark-skinned, and it's gonna do whatever the Most High tell them to do. It ain't no money gonna buy them, ain't no bribe or none of that other stuff gonna change their mind or none of that. But anyway, read on some more. It says, verse 16, it says, "And it came to pass on the third day in the morning, that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with Yahweh, and they stood at the neither part of the mountain." They was shook. You go up and you go see a mountain, and everything turned black and dark, and you see clouds everywhere, thunder and lightning, and a huge ship come landing down. More than likely, you ain't finna get too close either. All that, "I want to talk to God directly" shit people be talking about, they full of shit. But anyway, it says in verse 18, "And Mount Sinai was altogether on the smoke, because the Lord Yahweh descended upon it in a fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and Yahweh answered him by a voice. And the Lord Yahweh came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount, and the Lord Yahweh called Moses up to the top of the mount. And Moses went up, and the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. And let the priests also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, and thou and Aaron with thee, but let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down to the people and spake unto them. And this just goes more into what was happening, but the main point I want to bring out is how that thick cloud looked in that ship that came down upon that mount, because I just seen this video, and it just made me think of these scriptures. And I'm going to pull out a few more and talk about how the elect going to get delivered, because people still wonder what's going to happen when all this judgment take place. That's how the elect getting delivered out here. We came on them slave ships, leaving on them spaceships. That's how it's going to be. Now, let me pull this scripture real quick. Hold on 1 minute. Which this goes into who's flying on them ships too. Because they keep talking about this alien invasion bullshit. Ain't no alien invasion. It's the book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 31. It says, I'm gonna read verse 30. Let me go into that one and I'll just read on down. Just for edification's sake. There's all the people be talking about they love the Lord and all this stuff. People walking around. Got the white Jesus in the house and all that other shit. Hey, they gonna bug out when they see a dark skinned man on that ship coming back. Cause they this whole time they've been thinking about sweet Jesus. That's what they've been thinking about. They ain't been thinking about no brother. Now, hold on, let me go back one more time. It was 31. Yep, Matthew 24 and 30. They don't have the name Yahweh Shai in their mind. They still can't get over that Jesus word. Because when you open up the scriptures, it clearly tells you translated from original tongues. Now, what would his name be called in the original tongue? You got to know that. But anyway, it says in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 30, it says, And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He shall send his angels, not no damn aliens. Because people be wildin', man. Let me play this video one more time. Just to hear this, because it's funny as fuck, man. Just the thought of it. Because people really have this concept of some reptilians and grays and greens and all this other little shit they come up with.
Sorry, just look at this thing, guys. If this is legit, then during these lockdowns, we still need to be looking up at the sky. One conspiracy theory suggests COVID-19 is a distraction to cover up an intense alien presence in our skies, all preparation for the fake alien invasion.
Hey, man, ain't no fucking aliens, man. Anyway, it says, And the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to another. And that's how people gonna get delivered when all this destruction take place. People, oh, what you gonna do? How you gonna make it out? Hey, you better worry about your fucking self. Because if you ain't been calling on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and trying to walk according to these laws and these scripts, hey, man, hey, read Deuteronomy. That judgment is laid out what's gonna happen. And then if you take this ship, which these elites they about to push any moment now, you take this ship, you definitely ain't making it out of here. So, hey, if you ain't part of the elect and you end up taking that damn chip, it's already written what's gonna happen. And I'm gonna just read that, and I'm gonna end this off. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 15, verse 2. And it says, And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten a victory over the beast and over his image, and over his mark, which the mark is the RFID chip, also known as the mark of the beast. It says, And over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of Yahweh. Because the elect gonna get that victory. And ain't no elect gonna fall for no fake alien invasion, no fake whatever little stuff they try to put on the scene to have some nigga pop up doing magic and shit. Whatever little stuff they try to come up with, their little schemes and scams, it ain't gonna work. They're gonna deceive other people though. And I said I was gonna end that with that. But let me see. Like the scripture said, it said if it were possible. It's in the book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. It says, For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets. They shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch, if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. And they not gonna deceive the elect with their little theatrics and their little bullshit. So, Lord's willing, this is edifying. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Hey, if you don't like the rude speech, go listen to TD Snakes or Joel Osteen or somebody like that and see if they gonna tell you how to market a beast.